Jai students, so this is Preeti Pandey, your biology teacher. Welcome to all in my new video. In this video, I will cover each and every topic of the chapter crop production and management. Okay, so let's begin the chapter. Now, crop production and management. So the chapter is all about the production of crops and how we can manage the production of crop, how we can produce at a better yield all the crops. Okay, how we are managing, how farmers are managing to grow the crop season by season. Okay, now India's most important crops include cotton, tea, rice, wheat and sugarcane. Other important cash crops include jute, groundnuts, coffee, oil seeds and spices. Okay, so what is the specialty of India in the crops? So it includes cotton, tea, rice, wheat and sugarcane. ये सारे जो crops है, this all the crops are the, you can say, very important crops of India. Very important crops of India. And also other important cash crops include, cash crops means, what do you mean by cash crops? The crops that we can sell also, and we can also earn from selling it. Okay, so cash crops include jute, groundnuts, coffee, oil seeds and spices. Another central feature of India's agricultural economy is the raising of livestock, particularly horned cattle, buffalo and goats. You have also observed in the villages that many of the farmers are there who are very much interested in rearing the cattle, horned cattle, okay, like buffaloes, camels, goats and all the animals, milk yielding animals, milching animals to whom we called. Okay, in 2005, the country had 185 million cattle, substantially more than almost any other country. In 2005, according to that census, in 2005, one survey was being done in which it was found that India is the largest cattle rearing country. Okay, so 185 million cattle were there in India in 2005. The cattle are used mainly as draft animals and for leather. You know, for leather, many of the skins of animals is being used for manufacturing of leathers. As farmers increasingly use machinery, the number of livestock they raise will probably decrease. Buffalo is the main animal used for producing milk and dairy products. Okay, especially the people who are belonging to the villages, the students who are belonging to the village, they are very much well known about the buffalo, cows, goats, sheep. These are the milching animals, milk giving animals. Okay, milk production and distribution increased dramatically in the 1990s because of a nationwide government supported cooperative dairy program. Okay, in 1990s, when government started supporting the farmers, supporting the people who are rearing the animals to start one dairy program, so it was on a hike in 1990s. Sheep are raised for wool and goats are the main meat animal. Okay, you can see the sweater which we are wearing in a winter, it is made up of the wool, and wool is being manufactured from sheep only. The skin of sheep by shearing, sorting, scouring, dyeing, coloring, all those things are the process involved in the manufacturing of wool. Many Indians, particularly Hindus, refuse to eat beef for religious reasons, although they eat other meat, eggs and fish. Okay, you also know that Indians just avoid eating goat meat because it's against our religion. So almost now we are coming on the crop. What do you mean by crop? Okay, so when plants of same kind are grown and cultivated at one place on a large scale, okay, on a large scale. You can see in the villages when we do the cultivation of wheat, rice, then it's the same kind of plant, and all over the field we can see it is on a large scale. We grow it on a large scale. So that kind of plants, same kind of plants are grown and cultivated at one place on a large scale, it is called crop. For example, crop of wheat means that all the plants grown in a field are that of wheat. क्रॉप, फसल जिसे हम लोग हिंदी में बोल सकते हैं. सो क्रॉप ऑफ wheat means that all the plants grown in a field are that of wheat. By our sight, how many the area we can see in the fields, how much area we can see in the fields, that all the fields is being covered by a one single plant, same kind of plant, that is wheat or paddy, we can say. So that are the things. So that kind of plants, when we are cultivating one kind of plant, same kind of plants in a large scale, then it is called the crop. Now types of crop, this is a very important thing. Types of crop: kharif crops and rabi crops. Two crops are there, kharif and rabi. Kharif means the crops which are sown in the rainy season are called kharif crops. Okay, the crops which are being grown in a rainy season, बरसात के मौसम में जिस क्रॉप को हम लोग ग्रोन अप करते हैं, like paddy. Here some examples are also given: paddy, maize, soybean, groundnut, cotton, etc. These are the example of the kharif crops. Now rabi crops, the crops grown in the winter season are rabi crops. Okay, the crops which are grown in a winter season and the crops which are grown in a rainy season. Okay, so you can see kharif crops is being grown in a rainy season and rabi crops is being grown in a winter season. The time period is generally from October to March. Okay, October to March. We grown up it in October, and in March we just harvest that plants. For example, wheat, gram, pea, mustard and linseed. So these are the example of the rabi crops. Now you all are clear with the point. What do you mean by crop? What do you mean by, what are the types of crop? So crop, when plants of same kind are grown and cultivated at one place on a large scale, it is called crop. Types of crop: kharif crop, rabi crops. So these are the types of crops. Okay, now basic practices of production. So cultivation. Okay, the cultivation of crops involves several activities. Cultivation, cultivate, to grow up the crops in a field. Okay, when you sow the seeds in a field and it is being grown up as a plant, as a kind of plant, so that is called a cultivation of crops. These activities are referred as agricultural practices. Okay, agricultural practices, जो भी चीज़ें हम लोग खेती में करते हैं उनको हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं? एग्रीकल्चरल प्रैक्टिसेस. दिस एक्टिविटीज़ आर preparation of soil, sowing, to prepare the soil, it is fertile or not, it is suitable for our crop or not. Sowing, then we sow the seeds in the field. Adding manure and fertilization, we do the manuration and the fertilizers we just spread on the plant, on the seeds, so they can grow up very fast and very you can say they can give a very high yield also. Now irrigation, सिंचाई करना, we irrigate them with the water. Production from weeds, weeds means the unwanted plants. Okay, unwanted plants. Okay, so that is called unwanted plants. Harvesting, then we harvest and storage. We keep a buffer stock on a large scale. We just store the crops of grains, then that is called the storage. Okay, now it is the preparation of soil. How we prepare the soil, it is fit to make suitable for our crops. The preparation of soil is the first step before growing a crop. हम जब किसी crop को उगाने जाते तो the first thing which we do is the preparation of soil. One of the most important tasks in agricultural is to turn the soil and loosen it. Okay, when we just turn the soil, okay, we just turn the soil and loosen it. हम लोग उसको बहुत ढीला बनाते हैं और जो the soil which has been pushed up in the which is covered up, which is covered by many other things, that then after doing these things, some agricultural practices, we just loosen it up. Okay, this allow the roots to penetrate deep into the soil. Okay, when we do the loosen and when we turn the soil, then it allow the roots to penetrate deep into it just allows the root to go deep in the soil. Okay, so it can also gain much better minerals, nutrients, etc. The loose soil allows the roots to breathe easily even when they go deep into the soil. When the soil is very loosened up, then it allows the roots to grow up very comfortably. Okay, so they can spread all over the soil, deep into the soil, and they can breathe very comfortably. The loosened soil helps in the growth of earthworm and microbes present in the soil. These organisms are friends of the farmer since they further turn and lose the soil and humus to it. Okay, the loosened soils helps in the growth. When the soil is very loosened up, then it helps to for the production of earthworms. You know, earthworm is called farmer friend also because it helps a lot in the cultivation. It helps a lot in the agricultural practices. It just support the soil to loosen it up. Okay, so root can spread much deeper in the soil. Now tilling. Tilling means the process of loosening and turning the soil. Okay, what do you mean by tilling? Tilling is the one kind of agriculture practices, the process of loosening and turning the, when we loosen up and turn the soil is called tilling or plowing, खोदना. Okay, खोदना या जोतना हम लोग हिंदी में जिस वर्ड को बोलते हैं, that is called the plowing or tilling. This is done by using a plow. Now you can see this is the image. Two oxes are there and the plow is on their neck. This is called a plow. This is a plow. Okay, so like this is the matter how we till the soil or how we loosen up and turn the soil. Okay, agricultural implements for tilling. How we do the tilling process? Plow means hull, wooden plow and iron plow. These are the two kinds of plows. One is wooden plow and one is iron plow. In old days people use wooden plow, but in nowadays people use iron plow. This is the pictures of our earlier times when farmer used to keep the plows on the necks, okay, neck of the oxes, and they were just the oxes were walking and simultaneously rounding all the fields and the soil was loosening up. Okay, so this was the earlier time method, but nowadays people are very much friendly to technology and they are using iron plow. Okay, so it can do the work very easily, very fast also. Okay, so that's it for today. Now other topics of this chapter will be discussed in the next video in part 2. Thank you. Enjoy everyone.